Remember Jett when she was absolutely broken? Well, if you play her correctly, she can still be insanely strong. Common mistakes Jett players make is they try to always go for a flashy solo play instead of playing with their team and entering on site. Of course, you can still go for these type of plays, but only when you're down on players. Otherwise, you need to be helping your team. Best way you can help your team is by mastering your util. First off, let's start with her smokes. She has 2 smokes, both lasting for 4.5 seconds, and the timer starts as soon as it lands. If you keep holding down the C button, then you're able to curve it with your mouse. With this, we can smoke off angles around the corner without putting ourselves into danger. Since we can curve the smoke, you shouldn't place it on the ground like this. Instead, you should always make a one-way with your smoke. Now, the enemies can't swing as easily, and if they do decide to swing, well, then you would have a major advantage because you'll be able to see their legs first. You can also use your smoke to bypass the killjoy turret, alarm bot, and chamber trap, since all these traps need to see you to activate. On defense, there are 5 main ways you can use your smokes. You can either cover the choke point with one of your smokes. You can place down a survivalist smoke. This is good against a Sova dart, or if you're playing a close range weapon. Next is the classic one way. You can also save your smoke for the retake, and then dash on the site with your smoke. Lastly, you can always save your smoke for the defuse. The best smoke on defense, in my opinion, is the retake dash smoke, since it creates a lot of space for your teammates if you do it correctly. But how do you dash correctly? Once you activate your dash, you have 12 seconds to dash. This means you can't just dash as soon as you see the enemy. You need to know beforehand when you want to dash. On attack, it's pretty simple since you know when you want to enter the site. But on defense, it can be a bit more tricky. If you're going for an early duel on defense, then activate it at the start of the round. But if you're playing on site, then activate it as soon as you hear steps. Once the enemy is on the site, you can either swing and catch the enemy off guard while you have your dash active, or you can hold an off angle and then dash to safety. To get the maximum distance from your dash, make sure you jump before dashing. Only do this on attack when entering a site, since it takes more time to dash if you jump beforehand. Here's a comparison between the two. Now you want to use this technique to get on the site. First, activate your dash, throw your smoke where you want to land, and then finally dash on the site. But wait, that's not right. What did we do wrong? If you said, I didn't clear the corners, or I didn't call it to my teammates that I'm dashing, then you're right. Clearing the corners with Jett can be difficult at times, but with enough practice, you can do it. But why are we dashing on the site and not trying to fight somebody while our dash is active? Well, the reason we're dashing on the site has 2 main reasons. The first is, we're able to clear the close corners, and we can create space for our team. By dashing on the site, we create a different position we're attacking from. If the enemy was in one of the close corners, they would be put in an extremely difficult situation, since they would have to look at the Jett or at my teammates that are running out of the choke point, and that's why it will be an easy kill for your team. Now we can't just do the same dash over and over again, since it would be predictable. You need to switch it up. Here's some of my favorite dashes that everybody needs to know. Once you dash on the site, it's best to combo it with util from your teammates. The best combos are Sova Dart, Fade Reveal, Breach Stun, and any other ability which hinders the opponent. You can also do an aggressive push when you're on defense. For example, the DRX push on Ascent. If you enjoyed this video so far, I would really appreciate if you would subscribe. Thanks. Now the Jett's Updraft. It's best to use your Updraft to get some really insane off angles that the enemies aren't expecting. You can also use the Updraft to peek some parts of the map which you can't see normally, and get information about the enemy team and if they're there or not. Of course, you can always Updraft over enemy's utility, or you can combine it with your ult. Jett's ult is 5 knives, which do 50 damage to the body and 150 to the head. You can shoot these while running, jumping, since they're always 100% accurate. Left click will shoot 1 out of the 5 knives, and right click will shoot all of them at once. The downside of right clicking is that your knives won't refresh when you get a kill. Since Jett knives are always 100% accurate, it's best to use it with your updraft, since you'll mess up the enemy's crosshair placement and you can peek angles that you couldn't normally peek. Here's some of the best double updraft spots you have to know. Another benefit is that you don't need to buy a gun that round, since it's better or equally good as a Vandal, which means you can buy for a teammate or save 2,900 credits into the next round. With the extra money, you may even be able to buy an Operator, which is extremely strong with Jett, since you can go anywhere on the map, get a kill, and dash away. This is also one of the main reasons why everybody plays Jett, and there's no other agent that can do it like her, except for maybe Chamber. But Chamber is very limited, since he has to place down a teleport beforehand, and doesn't have the same flexibility as Jett.
I'm too far.
On attack, it's a bit more difficult, and there are a lot of downsides, since if you die, you'll be giving the enemies a free Operator, which is much stronger on defense and makes it it a lot more difficult for the attacking team. If you enjoyed this video or learned anything new, I'd really appreciate if you watch this video right here. I'll see you there.